What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Spread the Positive podcast. I am your host, Trent Denson, founder of Spread the Positive and STP Productions, where our mission is to bring light to what's going right and to showcase and facilitate efforts that are making a positive impact in our local communities and beyond. Be sure to check us out, spreadthepositive.net. And also, if you're looking to get involved with the STP Podcast Network, please reach out and just check out all the amazing shows that are on the network. We continue to grow. We continue to build. Be part of the solution. Be part of what's going right. Welcome to the show. This episode is also brought to you by Ron Young over at Eagle Communications. Eagle Communications provides the tools for companies to be more productive and safer from cyber hackers. We work with over 350 suppliers so we can provide a true solution based on a company's needs. Our services are business phone and voice over IP solutions, internet services, Wi-Fi network, cybersecurity, and any technology that a business requires to operate. Work with a company that has over 35 years of experience. Give us a call at 615-278-9896 to find out how we can help. Huge shout out to Ron for his continued support for the STP network over the years. Grateful to have you as part of the STP 1200 Club, Ron. Thank you so much. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Spread the Positive podcast. I'm your host, as always, Trent Denson. Got another exciting show for y'all today. Connected with my guy Derek here through Believers in Business. Always got to give a shout out to the BIB family. Every Thursday morning, 7:30 to 9 at Cedar Glade Brews. Great networking, great place to connect with folks, and it's just an awesome an awesome way to start out your Thursday. So, got any questions about Believers in Business, be sure to hit me up. But without further ado, man, Derek, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good. I appreciate you letting me come on today.
Absolutely, man. Tell me your last name again. Sorry.
No, you're good. It's Grassia.
Grassia, got you. Derek Grassia, man. And he's with Campus Outreach here at MTSU. He's got a really cool story, really cool ministry that's going on there. Entrepreneur, all kinds of stuff going on. So we're going to get into all that, man. But Derek, I always like to take it back to childhood, early passions, anything along those lines that you like to share, and just kind of what shaped the greatness that is young Derek, man. Yeah,
so I was telling you earlier, but originally from New York. So I grew up in a Catholic household. Mom, dad, younger brother. I mean, my whole life pretty much was surrounded around sports.
Yep.
But then at the same time, I found an early passion for guitar.
Okay.
So I've been playing guitar I'm 23 now, so I've been playing guitar for about 16 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was the main thing that actually, as I'm fast forwarding, but that brought me to MTSU.
Okay.
But, yeah, man, so just grew up in a household where faith wasn't really talked about. We kind of just went through the motions. I was Catholic because my parents were, and then because their parents were. So, I grew up in the church to a degree. I went to like CCD, which is basically Sunday school for Catholics.
Sure.
Did that up until 8th grade, got confirmed in the church, but never really had a relationship with God. So when I entered into high school, still did the same stuff. I played lacrosse my whole life. That was my main thing. But also doing music at the same time. So I had a lot of cool opportunities with that. I was, brought out to LA for a thing called Grammy Camp, which is through the Recording Academy. It's like Grammy U's. It's basically the Grammys like kid camp for kids that are trying to get into the music industry. Yeah, so
How old were you that?
Oh man, I was a sophomore in high school.
Okay.
So I auditioned. I mean, there was different career tracks, but out of everybody in total, there was 300 people that auditioned. And out of 300, 86 were selected.
Wow.
And out of those 86, there was only 6 guitarists.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, so
That's
crazy. I was a small fish in a big pond, though, when I went there. But it was great. So I did stuff like that. I did some session work the older I got, played live for some people. That's really what kind of shaped me into realizing at the time, what I wanted to do with my life.
I love it.
But the Lord was still working. I wasn't living with the Lord, so my whole life was surrounded around, trying to be popular, staying in the in crowd with sports, different relationships. And I was just kind of doing the things that most 18-year-olds were doing. But eventually, by the time that I graduated, my sin had caught up to me. And I kind of was at like the end of myself. And I really just asked the Lord to reveal himself to me. But I didn't really know what I believed at the time, because growing up Catholic, but having such a diverse group of friends with different backgrounds. I mean, all of us went to Catholic school, but all of them were atheists by the time they were 13.
Wow.
Right.
Dude,
so, and, I mean,
crazy.
New York is you got Catholics, Muslims, or atheists. Like, that's really it. There's really not like Christians. I never really grew up around a Christian.
Wow, man, that's wild.
Yeah. So,
like New York, like
yeah. So I'm an hour outside of the city.
Okay,
So I'm
got
from
you.
the suburbs, but we would take the train into the city every weekend.
That's
yeah.
sick.
So I'm not like upstate up there.
Right.
They're all weird. But like I was with like the cool New Yorkers.
That's wild, man. How's that growing up, man? I'm always curious. Like, it seems like this. Like I've never been north of DC.
Okay.
And that was like, well, 8th grade trip, and then one time to visit a buddy. That was like in Georgetown or something. It was just like a random overnight thing. But I've never been north of that, or like Baltimore right there. What was it like, dude? I mean, you see all the movies, all the TV shows, all the stuff, and it seems like this just insane world. Like,
yeah.
I mean, is it really like that?
It is, I mean, dude. I grew up in like an authentic like Italian family.
Okay.
So like
food.
Grandparents came right off of Italy, grew up in the Bronx. Like my dad was born in Brooklyn or the Bronx, and they moved out of the city into the suburbs. But my mom's side, they were all in the inner city, like Brooklyn, Bronx, out at Queens.
Wow, dude.
So, I mean, it is as crazy as it seems. I think the movie's probably exaggerated a little bit.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I went to the city a lot growing up, but then eventually you just stop going. It's like if you grew up here in Murfreesboro, Nashville, it's like you've gone. But I mean, we would go for Christmas to see the tree.
Yeah.
Sometimes for dinner. I mean, my dad works in the city, so like that was always the connection to sometimes go down and see him. But yeah, it was kind of I loved it. I really did.
Yeah.
I would probably never live in the city,
sure,
because it is crazy, and to drive in it, even though I'm from New York, I get a heart attack every time I drive.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Like insane.
We complain about traffic around here. I'm like,
well, then moving here, I'm like, nobody knows how to drive, but I'm like, I can't have it both ways. So it's like I'd rather take this than living in the city right now.
I feel that.
But yeah, man, it is. Everyone's loud. It really is the city that never sleeps.
Yeah.
I was just there not that long ago. I flew back for Father's Day.
Nice.
And went into the city to see my dad for work. And I was like, man, I do not miss this place.
Yeah.
Not at all. But to kind of go back, so called out to the Lord to kind of reveal himself to me. I was the COVID year that graduated high school. So I graduated in 2020. So there was a portion where even though I didn't have COVID, our families and our friends, we got quarantined for a little bit because nobody knew what was going on, right?
Yeah.
So in that time period, the Lord kind of met me where I was at. Even though I didn't know what was happening, I just started to realize that I didn't have a relationship with God. And I started to feel convicted for like my sins. Again, not knowing what all that meant, I started to seek and search. And I started to like re-download a Bible app that I used to have when I was super young. Tried to read it, didn't understand it. That's probably because I was reading in the King James version.
Yeah, that's tricky stuff.
Yeah, but like I didn't know what I was doing. I was just trying to find answers. And but yeah, still living a life super apart from God. And said a prayer about like June or May before coming into college. And I just said, I said, God of this universe, whoever you are, if you reveal yourself to me, I will follow you with my whole heart. And I come to college in August. And the Lord met me pretty quickly on. So I came in thinking I was going to do the thing I normally did, would get my degree, party, do whatever, right? Do the normal college thing that I was doing in high school.
Sure.
And the Lord met me within my first week of college.
Wow.
So I got connected to our ministry through a mutual friend who, it's just crazy how the Lord works. He was only here for a season. Now he's out in California as a missions pastor.
Wow.
He's doing amazing stuff. But he was the only way I got to meet our ministry. So the Lord literally used him for that semester. And got connected to the guys very quickly, developed a really good relationship, was hanging out with them. But I noticed that something was different. And I knew that they were Christian. I didn't really know what that meant. So I just remember one day we were playing over by SportsCom, playing like beach volleyball.
Nice.
And I just looked at some of the guys and I was like, all right, what's the deal with you? Like the New Yorker came out, and I was like,
What's
I was like, what's the deal with you? I was like, what's the deal with you?
you?
And I was like, were
That's
y'all
great.
born this way? Did you pop out of the womb with a Bible? Like
Yeah.
what does this look like? And pretty much how I'm sharing with you right now, they shared their testimony, and I was like, man, y'all are lived the life that I'm currently living right now. I was like, what changed? And they shared with me two verses. It was Revelations 3:15-16. And, Jesus says, for I know your good deeds, I know your works, for you are neither cold nor hot. It'd be better for you to be one or the other, but since you are lukewarm, I'm going to spit you out of my mouth. And then they shared Ezekiel 36:25-27, and God is promising to his people, for I will change your heart of stone to a heart of flesh, and I will give you a new spirit. I will sprinkle you with clean water and put my spirit within you, and that will pretty much I will teach you to follow my laws and decrees. Wow. So the first verse showed me that I didn't have a relationship with the Lord. I was half in, half out. And if you're half in, half out, you're really out. You're not all in. And then I asked, okay, but how do you change? And that's what the Ezekiel verse was. It has to be the Lord changing your heart of stone to a heart of flesh. And then I heard the gospel for the first time of how, God became man, lived among us the perfect life that we couldn't live, and suffered and died on a cross for our sins, took our punishment, was dead for 3 days, rose again on the third day, offering us new life, conquering death. And because of his righteousness that gets transferred to us, I can get into heaven. Not because I was Catholic, not because my salvation I thought was, genetic or hereditary because of the household I grew up in, because of my grandparents, or because I was confirmed in the church. Like, I realized in that moment that I was a sinner in need of a savior. And they shared with me how, Jesus makes you righteous. Like, that's the only reason. And I understood in that moment. I was like, okay, I do believe this. And then they asked me, they were like, man, on a scale of 1 to 100, if you were to die today, how confident would you be you get into heaven? And I was like, man, after hearing all that, probably like 35%.
Sure.
I was a solid 75, but I was like 35%. And it pretty much was like, man, but did Jesus only die for like 35% of your sins? And I was like, no, he died for all of it. So then I was like, how do I become 100? They talked about repenting and believing. Romans 10:9. For anyone calls on the name of the Lord, will be saved, right? Confess that, believe it in your heart. And I was like, okay. And they were like, do you want to make this decision today? And I was like, no. And they were like, why? And I was like, man, because I love the life that I'm living. But I wrestled with it for about a week, and then it just like the Lord just made it super clear in my dorm room, and I was like, okay, I needed to make this decision now, and I never will. And September 9th of 2020, repented and believed, and just been walking with the Lord the best way I know how for almost the next 5 years. But yeah, kind of like tying it into my early childhood, like didn't grow up in a household of faith, was always seeking for God, and I built my life on false idols, whether it was women, relationships, trying to stay popular, playing sports, music. My identity was in serving and pleasing myself and serving and pleasing other people. And really, I just look back and it's like because of that passion that I had at the age of 7 of playing the guitar and doing all the things that I did, it led me here to Tennessee because there should have been no way in all the world that a kid from Mahopac, New York, comes to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, of all places. And I tell people that my first love, guitar, really led me to my first love, which was the Lord.
Wow.
So, a lot of those things did shape who I was and kind of what I'm doing now. But yeah, I graduated in May of last year and worked in digital.
Bro,
I appreciate that. Yeah, who would have thought? My
Yeah.
family, dude. If you
That's
would have
amazing,
known me
man.
way before I was in Christ, my family was like, I don't even know if he's gonna make it past the first semester.
Wow.
Like it was the Lord really did a lot of stuff in my life. But graduated and then worked in digital marketing for a little bit because I studied music business, and came off with the company I was with in December. Interviewed for our ministry in January, and started right then and there.
Wow, man. What a story, dude. That's incredible. Wow. Man, I got questions.
Yeah. I know I just threw a lot at you, dude.
I was like, man, not to take it all the way back,
No,
but just,
do
man, I can't, what was COVID like? I hate to even bring that up, but,
Nah, dude, you're good.
but that's, senior year of high school.
Yeah.
That is wild. Like, that's if I could pick, like, one of the top 3 things I would not want to experience, it's probably that.
COVID,
your senior year of high school had to be wild. And you're in New York, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's strict. Like, there's nothing at all.
Yeah, so.
Man, that's got to be nuts, dude.
Yeah, I remembered I was oh my gosh, I remember I was in a public communications class, and I think it was March 13th or 14th that we officially got the notice that we were going home. But we had started hearing rumors about COVID and certain states shutting down the schools, and then we realized that when other counties in our area started shutting down, we were like, okay, it's only a matter of time before we do. But we didn't think it was going to be the whole school year.
Right.
So at that
Crazy.
time, when I got the news that I was going home, I was kind of excited. I was like, man, I never got to go to school again.
Yeah.
I was like, I can do all online stuff. I'm like, I can cheat, I'll pass, I'll graduate. But I didn't think what it was going to turn into where I didn't see anybody for like literally 3 months. So I remember where I was dating a girl at the time. We were on a date or something, and I came home, and my parents, were they were just asking hey, when are you going to get home? We want to talk to you and your brother. So got home, and they sat us down, and they were like, hey, and I get it, they were walking through it just as much as we were.
Yeah.
They didn't know what was going on. No one has ever lived through a pandemic before. And they were like, hey, we think it's best if we quarantine for X amount of time. And in my head, I was like, dude, my world is over. I'm like, I'm never going to see people again. I'm never going to see my girl. I'm not dating her anymore, but I was like, I'm never going to see my girlfriend. As an 18-year-old, my whole world was just crumbling. I was like, I'm going to lose my senior year. I can't go to grad parties. All the things that I thought were important. But yeah, it was pretty hard because you were alone, and my friends were still trying to do things to connect. And dude, so I lived in a cul-de-sac, and my friends would drive to my cul-de-sac, and we would do cul-de-sac hangouts.
Dude.
And it was just we were trying to do everything we could. We would get on Zoom every night and just hang out, talk. We'd have 20 guys on a Zoom just trying to hang out. Fortnite was really big, so we would connect over gaming.
Sure.
But yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. For a good portion, it was. For the first month, I was like, man, I'm really bored. But yeah, I like I said, the Lord met me there, and he just started to get to my heart and started to really kind of soften it that way, right? But yeah, it was hard at first. I think no one had ever walked through it, but yeah, dude, there was really nothing to do. I was literally locked at home until probably I graduated, because my graduation, I didn't even walk across the stage. They opened up one of the practice fields at our high school, and we all drove and were lined up in our cars.
No way.
And instead
dude.
of
no way.
yeah, dude, they were all figuring it out.
Yeah.
We were so tired of it to where when they called our name, it wasn't even it was just honking the car, honking the horn.
Man,
and
that's wild.
all that stuff. So, but then eventually, by the time we graduated in June, because New York goes until June, we start in September and in June, we kind of all right, screw this, we're done. And then we all kind of went crazy until August.
Sure.
But yeah, at first it was pretty wild. I legit was locked at home for about 2-3 months.
Dude, I would lose it.
Yeah, no, I had to do everything I could to keep myself sane. I was I even did it a 30-day challenge. I did a Murph every day for a month, unweighted, no vest, but I broke it up. I would run a mile in the morning, do the workout during the day, and then I would end my day with a mile. I literally was thinking of things of how to keep myself sane, because it was pretty wild.
That's insane. Wow. Man, just firsthand, I don't think I've talked to anybody with that firsthand of an experience.
Yeah.
Man, that's insane. All right, let's go on to brighter days.
Sure, yeah.
All right, so you get to Murfreesboro.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing the college thing. That transformation happens. Dude, that's so cool too. Shout out to that guy. You want to shout him out?
Yeah, Caleb Brantley. Yeah, he's still on staff. He's been on staff for, oh my gosh, almost 10 years. I want to say probably 8 or 9.
Okay.
Yeah, he came to Christ in college, and then met me, shared the gospel, and he still does disciple me, but he discipled me intently for those next 4 years that I was in school.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so sick. So, man, it's I'm bouncing back and forth, but man, it's cool. So were you involved with campus outreach during your time before you took on the job?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so you were in
so as a student, I was a part of the ministry. Okay. Yeah. So when I came to know the Lord, it started off slow. It was obviously he was trying to pour into me. We met up weekly. We read scripture. And then they started a small little Bible study group. So I was a part of that. And then eventually the guys that stayed committed, it became a D group. So then Caleb was leading me and 3 other guys. I mean, I'm still very good friends with those dudes.
That's awesome.
Probably some of my closest friends. I mean, I was just in 2 of their weddings.
Nice, man.
Within the last like year or 2. So yeah, so we were in a discipleship group, and then when I became a sophomore, it was like, hey, now let's start to actually do this. Like, I want to teach you how to evangelize and live on mission.
Wow.
Like, as we're walking with the Lord and what it means to become a follower of Christ, now let's actually go tell people about Jesus. So yeah, I started to like, Caleb would bring us alongside him and was trying to learn what it looked like to do ministry. But at the same time too, I rushed a fraternity the semester after. So I'm going back to my freshman year a little bit, but I rushed a fraternity my spring semester of my freshman year with the intent of, I'm going to share the gospel in this place.
Oh, snap.
So when I became a Christian, I was like, some of my friends at the time were like recruiting me to go into the fraternity. And I was like, guys, I just left this lifestyle. I don't want to enter back into it. And I met with a guy, I'll shout out him, his name's Sawyer. He doesn't work on staff anymore. He's doing, he works for a church, does ministry somewhere else now, but met with him, and he pretty much laid the vision for me to be like, hey, what if you went in there not wanting to build your own kingdom, but building the Lord's kingdom? And at that moment, I was like, oh man, like I'm sold. Like, I don't know what it looks like, but I'm like, I want to do this. And there was guys already in the chapter doing it. He was one of them. He graduated from MTSU, was a part of our fraternity. And so I rushed in the spring and got in. And then when I became a sophomore, that's when it was like, let's learn how to do this. So Caleb was showing me how to do it. And then the guys in the chapter or the guys in the fraternity were showing me how to do it. And so was discipled for those next 4 years, did ministry wherever I could. But my main objective or my main affinity group was my fraternity.
That's awesome, man. What all did you do? Like, what did that look like?
Yeah, so I think the thing that separates campus outreach apart from most ministries is it's built upon relationships.
Yeah.
So what we actually do, what we do a really good job at it, is we go into the places that students need to be met, and we actually reach them and meet them where they're at. And the relationship just doesn't end there. It's like life on life discipleship. Like Paul talks about how he shared not only, faith and all these things with one of his churches, but he shared his life with them. Like you just see that it was like, he's like, we cared for you like a nurturing mother. Like we loved you and we shared our lives with you. So what I learned to kind of like almost model after them was I'm now being intentional with meeting students with the purpose of I'm going to love you and I want to share the gospel with you. So it just became how our staff do it is they walk into the places, develop relationships. I mean, just a small example, like on move-in day, we're there helping students move in.
Nice.
And then from that moment, it's like trying to grab contacts, take them out to lunch, like literally with like, we just care about you. Like we want to develop a relationship. So that's what it looked like. And then, but for me as a student perspective, there was already guys in our chapter doing ministry. So I just kind of was with them, watching them. And then once relationships were built and there was momentum, it was like, all right, we're going to start a Bible study.
Nice.
So there was a weekly Bible study in our fraternity. I mean, they were doing it, other staff were doing it in the dorms, in the sorority homes, but we were doing it in our fraternity. So we had a specific Bible study per like objective or affinity. And then at the same time, another day in the week was like the campus-wide Bible study. So that was like the formal things, but then outside of that, it was a lot of just hanging out, trying to do fun things, creating fun events, environments, getting lunch with guys, like not with like the hope of like, oh, I'm going to do this and then get something out of it. It's like, I'm just trying to build a friendship and then share the gospel. That's awesome. And then see somebody try to walk with the Lord. Yeah. So that's kind of how it looks, because like I said, the difference is we really build a lot of what we do on relationships with people.
That's awesome, man. And I kind of forgot, we were talking off mic before we pushed record, but can you give us like kind of a little bit of the backstory of campus outreach? And
yeah.
I feel like
so
I was like, I know that now, but I was like, the people don't.
No, you're good. So started back in 78 in Birmingham, Alabama, with the vision of reaching college students, because it's probably one of the most, if it isn't already, it is the most strategic place to reach people with the gospel. Because the hope is, Jesus talks about in Acts, he says to his disciples, for you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and to the ends of the earth. So the college campus is almost like a modern day launching pad. I mean, take my story as a prime example.
Yeah.
Like, the guy Caleb who shared with me probably didn't think he was sharing with a Yankee, and then
Right.
would go back home and share the gospel with a demographic of people that have never heard it because they grew up the same way I did. So that's kind of the hope of the vision of like the people that we're sharing with. It's like really believing long term of like from MTSU or the other campuses of where we're placed, the ends of the earth can really be reached.
That's awesome.
So that started 47 years ago, and the Lord has just blessed that vision with our founder, and now we're on 120 plus campuses, 38 regions, and I know I was telling you earlier, we're also international as well.
Wow.
One of which the campuses I had a pleasure with a team and serving alongside them, just kind of being at the hands and feet of whatever they needed, serving our South African team in Lusaka, Zambia. So the Lord has just done an immense amount of work. Like I said, we have multiple different regions across the U.S. But yeah, so that's kind of the backstory and kind of where it is today.
Man, that's unbelievable. That's so awesome. The tagline with this show is bringing light to what's going right, man. So that's a beautiful, beautiful example. So, and now you're full-time on staff doing your thing. What else you got going on?
Yeah. So full-time in a sense, like, so even though I came on in January, what I'm called and a few other staff right now are called contingent staff.
Okay.
Because how Campus Outreach, not even just Campus Outreach, how non-for-profits work is we're having to raise our support. So the full time of us being activated is contingent upon when we're fully funded. So each individual staff raises their support because we're raising to fully devote our time to being on campus and providing for our ministry. So like I know I was telling you earlier, but it's like I don't raise my money to go buy a new flat screen TV or a new BMW. Sure. It's like I'm raising my money to provide food for a fraternity Bible study or help with retreats or even pay for kids to come to the retreats.
Nice.
So that's what I'm raising. The hope and the biggest need is people to come on monthly and to support me in what I do, to believe in these college students and believe in the mission.
That's awesome.
Because we're needing more people to go out into the workforce, jobs, communities, churches, and authentically follow Christ. Obviously, it's like we're hoping to see the next generation of ministers be built up in laborers and pastors and people to go into the line of ministry. But the bigger vision is like to see people go out into the world. And people can't be sent if they don't hear the gospel, but people can't hear the gospel if we're not being sent. And the way that we're being sent is by fundraising. So for right now, I am technically not full time yet. I mean, I've been able to help with some things here at MTSU, just being placed in Murfreesboro. But yeah, to be actually full time and activated to be placed somewhere on a campus has not happened yet.
Got you. Well, how can people support, or like, where do they go?
Yeah. Well, I think I mean, I don't know how this would work, but I think the best way would just be get in contact with me, whether it's through number or email. But yeah, I mean, there's 3 ways which people support us. It's the biggest is through prayer, just praying for what's going on the campus wherever we're at, students to be praying for. And obviously the people on my team receive updates, and they'll continue to receive updates. So I have a newsletter that I send out and a Facebook group where I basically post monthly, bi-weekly, mainly monthly updates of where I'm at in my support or kind of what's going on. And then when I get on staff, it'll be, hey, this is how the Lord's moving with these students on campus, what's going on here, and how they can be praying. The second, like I said, is the biggest need would be fundraising. So I'm having to raise $5,200 a month. The Lord has been so kind that I'm at 66%. So I've raised over $3,200 so far in the last 5 or 6 months. So the hope is people come on monthly. Obviously, some people support one time, or I have people that support the annual of what the 12 months would be.
Sure.
But yeah, the hope is that people would come on monthly to help fund what I'm doing, to help me get on the campus. And then lastly would be opening up their network.
Yeah.
Like I said, coming from a background in New York, Catholicism, not many people understand what I do. People support me as a family member, but not everybody supports the line of work that I go into or the method in which I'm making money, right? So because of that whole network has gotten smaller. So I've been having to do a lot of it on my own. Like I said, the Lord has opened up so many doors. I've met such amazing people that have just blessed me in so many ways.
That's amazing.
Those would be the 3 ways. And like I said, just to harp on a little bit more, is the biggest would be I can't get on the campus unless I'm funded, because I'm really trying to share the gospel and help, just advance the kingdom.
Man, that's
So, yeah.
awesome, dude. So we'll have links.
Sure.
We'll get links in the show notes, obviously, and obviously how to get in touch with Derek. But and y'all cut the check. Come on, man. Like this is the Lord's work, right? Like what else are we here to do? If we really break it down, what else are we here to do? So salute to you, man. That's
I appreciate that.
Man, that's a powerful testimony and a powerful, why, man. Like I'm low-key jealous, like just having that kind of purpose at such a young age, man. That's such a blessing. I'm sure you're aware of that to a certain degree, but just as someone that's, been around and done a lot of things and didn't have that purpose for a while, man, hang on to that. And it seems like you really have like a vision for the whole thing. And I know
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. I know you mentioned digital marketing. You want to get into the latest endeavors?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. So, like I said, studied music business at MTSU, had a minor in marketing. So, even though I was being discipled and very involved in campus outreach and trying to do ministry as a student,
got to pay the bills.
Yeah. So when I was in school, I did a lot of internships. The Lord provided a lot of ways for me to get into the field that I came to school for. So when I was a sophomore, I did mentorships. I worked with an artist development company. I got to shadow under the vice president. I don't even know if he's still there. He might have moved jobs at this point. That was so many years ago. But at the time, the vice president of marketing at Curb.
Oh, wow.
So I got to shadow under him, get to connect with him. So that was a mentorship program that I got to do. And then when I was a junior, got my first like real internship at Integrity Music, which is a very big Christian label out in Brentwood. And then when I graduated, got blessed with the opportunity to intern at Warner Music, and I was with their special events and marketing team. And then right when I graduated, through a mutual connection, I got the opportunity to work in digital marketing for a company called Outback Presents. And I think they actually might be one of the largest like entertainment promotion and marketing companies now in the country.
That's amazing.
But I got connected to them, and I came in as an independent contractor, was doing data analysis for a little bit, and then eventually started to do more of the actual digital marketing. So I got more full-time hours, was working for them about 10, 11 months. And then, like I said, came off, felt the Lord's calling, and came off with them, and then came on with staff in January. But to provide for myself, as I've been, trying to raise money and make money for myself at the same time, pay the bills, I started a small digital marketing business.
Okay.
So it's called Two State Media. I mean, I'm from New York, live in Tennessee.
I love that.
But yeah, pretty much what I do is I develop websites for people, and I run social medias. And the heart behind it was, on one end, your social media and your website should probably be one of your biggest sales tools. Mm-hmm. Because with this day and age, everyone's going to be looking you up. And your website and your social media is a brochure for what you're trying to promote or sell. And anything in marketing, it's like a funnel from the top down. You're trying to bring someone from point A to point B, which is eventually, hey, buy this product, or here's what I offer.
Sure.
And what I was noticing just through my internships and just talking to other business owners, I was realizing that people were paying thousands of dollars and they were being burnt by agencies for getting like half done work.
Yeah.
So I had the thought of like, all right, I want to give people top dollar work for a fraction of the price. So that was the vision I had back in October. And then I started to actually dive into it in January. And then I didn't actually get it going and running. Like fully registered and everything was back this past month. And,
nice, man.
The Lord has been really, really sweet in that. I've been able to do, within the last couple weeks, have landed 6 jobs doing websites, running social media for a church, and then been able to film a lot of content for some people. Have some deals hopefully I'm going to close up back in the Westchester area. But yeah, so that's kind of been the vision with that. Bro. Not sure where the Lord has taken it fully. I just know that if it is blessed and it grows, I want to use the platform to serve others and find a way to serve the kingdom, whether it's using the funds that I have to give back to people. But I mean, like I said, the long-term view is to obviously stay in ministry, but I do enjoy learning and growing and running a business.
Yeah,
too.
man.
I
mean, that's hand in hand with everything nowadays. So, I mean, you got to have both. So, yeah. again, that's awesome, man. So two state media, shout it out, like where all the handles, all the
I mean everything on Instagram, TikTok. I mean the website Two State Media, Two State Media LLC. Like it's all on there. Give it a follow. Reach out. I mean if anybody needs any, websites, social media marketing, management, anything. It's like I do all that. So would love to serve people in the local community and help them grow their website or just their online presence and make it their number one sales tool.
Man, amen to that.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Well, man, you're doing it, man. Congratulations. This is
brother, I appreciate it.
Man, this is exciting. I love hearing younger folks that are really y'all get a bad rap, but man, there's some folks out here really doing it. And you this is impressive, man. So support our guy, man. I definitely got some questions and we'll talk off mic, but man, I'm always looking for What's going on, everybody? Super excited to announce another member of the STP 1200 Club, our family over at P's and Q's Pickup, your local junk removal specialist, your one-stop shop when it comes to getting rid of things you don't want or need. We take just about anything, including furniture, appliances, trash, construction debris, and more. We prioritize eco-friendly disposal practices as we sort through everything in order to keep as much out of the landfill as possible. But yeah, we recycle and donate what we can and properly dispose of the rest. We offer volume-based, flexible pricing options and can do anything from a single item to a full property clean out. Give us a call or shoot us a message at 615-995-9881 to schedule your free, no obligation estimate today. Huge shout out to the team at P's and Q's Pickup, Matthew, Pookie, and Haley. We greatly appreciate y'all. Super excited to have y'all as members of the 1200 Club. Y'all be sure to stay tuned for some great content from these folks. Their social media game's already on point, but excited to have them in studio utilizing the benefits of the 1200 Club. Huge shout out again to P's and Q's Pickup. Be sure to check them out. Just Google P's and Q's Pickup and you will find the best junk removal specialist here in Middle Tennessee. Ways to connect, ways to grow.
Yeah.
All the socials are such a struggle for so many people, man. So like if you really streamline that process for people, it's such a game changer. And it's not going anywhere either. So job security. So you're good, man. Well, I got a couple of signature questions I always like to ask as we wrap up, man. Already mentioned kind of the tagline being bringing light to what's going right. So, and obviously campus outreach, what you're doing with Two State. You got a lot of things that I would consider going right just out the gate. But in your day-to-day, man, what are some other things that you would consider going right in the world? I know.
Yeah, I know. No, I mean, it's a good in my day-to-day. I mean, right now, like I said, I mean, a lot of what my day is consumed with is meetings, raising my support, trying to network and connect, and really trying to run a business.
That's a lot, man.
Yeah,
that's a full plate right
I mean,
there.
it really is. That's the majority of what my week looks like. I mean, I think the biggest thing I would say is just all the people that I've been able to meet. I truly, even with going on staff with Campus Outreach and trying to raise support, the method in which I've been able to find helpful with just networking, I just never thought I would meet all the cool people I have, whether they've blessed my ministry financially or just in general. It's like just growing a network has just been it's been really fun. It's like I never would have thought I would even be doing a podcast right now. Like, and this is cool. Like, I love all of this stuff.
Yeah, man.
But that's what I'm saying is like those are the things I would say the Lord has just been very kind and and then I would say kind of shifting gears a little bit, but with following the Lord and kind of just how the dynamic of my life has played out. Relationship with family has been just so much better. And being able to have more time now out of school and travel more and see my family. Like I'm about to leave at the end of this week and get to see my mom and my dad again. Nice, and it's like I love that. So that's I mean I would say a lot of things are going well, but a lot of my plate is just built upon ministry and then a business. So
I love it, man. That's awesome. That's so good. Man, I just had something and it left me. Oh my gosh. No, I mean it's just I'm a huge fan, man. I love what you're doing. I love the direct, like the intentionality and the direction and all the stuff you got going, man. It's really awesome to hear this stuff. Another one that I always like to ask is who's someone in your life that is just kind of lives out the mission to spread the positive, just, you know, being conscious of that energy you carry, lifting people up, you know, kind of the morale person, if you will. Who's someone in your life that really lives that out?
Oh man. Well, I would probably say the easy answer is the guys. The guy that discipled me. Like that's who I would say.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I got influences back at home. Dude, my dad is probably one of the biggest influences in my life. Has shaped
awesome.
me to a degree as much as he could. I mean, I'm only 23, but
Sure.
you know, into the young man that I am. But yeah, I mean, I would say from spreading the light. You know, obviously the actual light of Christ and all of that. I would probably say Caleb, like genuinely,
Nice.
like I'm an older brother, so I have a younger brother.
Nice.
But I didn't grow up with older, you know, other than a father,
Yeah.
other male figures like that. So Caleb has always been someone that I've looked up to, tried to model after, not to be like a Caleb, but to be more like Christ, because that's who he models. So
Man,
yeah, man, it's he's probably been, if not the biggest influence in my life from the ages of 18, you know, being in college, you know, the last 4 or 5 years. So
pretty formative years. So
yeah, of course.
Shout out to Caleb, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. All right, one more for you, man. We call it the Grateful Four.
Let's do it.
4 things you're most grateful for right now. What you got?
Oh man. All right. I would say, man, I'm grateful for, it's gonna sound so funny, but I'm grateful to be living in Tennessee. I would go back home, but there's no spiritual growth aspect there. That's the only thing. So I mean, but I also love the South. Like,
Sure.
I could never go back to city life. I love the South. Man, I'm grateful for and the people that the Lord has just placed in my life, like the community that I have, all the guys that have influenced me, like my friends in that sense. Man, I'm grateful. Man, I'm grateful I got a free lunch today.
Nice.
I'll just be honest, dude. I had a
it.
meeting and the dude I met with paid, and I was like, let's go. Let's freaking go.
That's awesome.
So I'm grateful for that. That was great. And then, man, I am... Bro, you got good questions. I like this. This is awesome.
That,
this is a great flow. Man, I'll say I'm grateful for you. Like, truly,
man.
I'm grateful for you allowing me to come on this platform and to be able to just, you know, tell people about what we do and ways if, you know, they would feel called to just connect, whether it's giving or not, just to be able to help us get the word out of what we do. Because dude, this whole mission is bigger than us.
That's it.
You know, love Jesus, preach the gospel, die and be forgotten.
Oof.
So
Oof.
yeah, dude, I appreciate you, and I'm grateful for this.
Man, that's fire. I love it, man. Some people take that. I love it when it's like really time sensitive, because a lot of people will be like, you know, friends, family, Jesus, and opportunities, which is awesome. And I'm not taking away from that, but I love it when it's like today stuff. That's what's up.
That breakfast was good though. It was good.
That's what's up. Oh man, that made my day. And just one more thing, it came back to me, to your point, like just God blessing things that are for him, you know. Like I say it all the time, how grateful I am just for the people that walk in this door, man. You being a textbook example. I know we've been going back and forth for a while about getting this done. That's on me, but anyway, man, I'm just grateful for that, dude. Like, and to your point, like when you're living in your purpose and your purpose is him, like it's amazing, like the people that walk through the door. Because I say it a lot on this show, out and about. Like, I'm not saying I'm actively prospecting and trying to build this stuff, but it's just like the people that walk in, it's just like you're keeping up with that, and then that just keeps reciprocating. And yeah, man, it's just a reminder and kind of validation today. Like when your heart's in the right place and you're doing things for the right reasons, like God's got you. It's such a beautiful thing, man. So, well, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you coming in. Thank you for visiting BIB.
Bro, thanks for having me.
Man, this has been really This is why I do this, selfishly. So you really filled my cup today, dude. So I appreciate that. But lastly, just plug away one more time where people can find you, two-state campus outreach.
100%. Yeah. So I mean, the ministry. I mean, our website is obviously campusoutreach.org. Our region is Campus Outreach Memphis, so you can find our actual like region and all the staff that we work with there. Okay. To be able to, if you're considering giving to me or any of our other staff, that we have a giving link that obviously I know would be linked, so you just pretty much give that way. But yeah, I mean, you can find me at obviously my name, Derek Grassia, on all the socials, Two State Media on all the socials, and yeah, I mean that's kind of a little bit of where all my stuff is.
I got you, man. Yeah. We'll have all that linked, like
awesome,
I said.
Dude.
Appreciate you. Appreciate what you're doing. Stay hungry. Stay focused. I can tell you got that dog in you, man. So don't lose that, man. It's a beautiful thing. And,
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Super grateful for this time, and we'll definitely be in touch about other collaborative things. Anything we can do to help, man. You got STP
100%
behind you or with you, whatever. But I appreciate you, Derek. We'll wrap this one up. Be sure to check out spreadthepositive.net. Speaking of the website and best advertising tool, recently revamped, really, really better picture of all the things we're doing with Spread the Positive. Got the STP 1200 Club too that we're pushing hard. Be sure to check that out as well. Monthly access to the studio, your name on different shows we're producing, helping us get the message out for great things like campus outreach and all the stuff Derek's got going. So be sure to check out spreadthepositive.net as always. And yeah, man, we'll see you all in the next one. Appreciate you, Derek.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Spread the Positive podcast. For more information about all the things we got going here at Spread the Positive, please check us out, spreadthepositive.net. Get involved with our underwriting, advertising, sponsorship program, start a podcast, or if you just want to support the mission, reach out on spreadthepositive.net or any of our social media handles at Spread the Positive. Look forward to connecting with y'all and giving y'all another fire episode on the next one. Thank you, and we will see you then. Let's go.